To Celebrity Radio, it's Alex Belfield talking Panto for 2019-2020. We're the number one reviewer of theatre in the UK and Las Vegas. We just hit 60 million minutes viewed. And this week we're in Sunderland at the Sunderland Empire for Cinderella, that massive theatre with a production through until January 5th. And our reporter is Hayden Parker. How are you doing, Hayden?
Yeah, I'm great, thank you. And this production left me in such a good mood.
Tell me why. I mean, what I'm curious about is when you're seeing as many as we are, what is it that this did that others don't?
It's kind of a back to basics pantomime. So we're talking about old comedy routines. We're talking about star quality people. It really is a traditional feel. There's no 3D effects. There's no silliness. It is purely old-fashioned pantomime fun, and they have absolutely knocked it out of the park.
And I have to say, the thing that strikes me most interestingly on the website of ATG Tickets is that there are tickets available from $10.25, which makes it one of the cheapest pantomimes in Britain.
And it was packed. And we spoke a while ago about the grids, and we were kind of, oh dear me, that they weren't selling as good as they could have been. But this is becoming the hottest ticket in the northeast of England. It really is great fun, worth every penny, and the star quality is just, it's impeccable. It really is. They've got a big star name in Cinderella, and it's kind of a bit of a Marmite person, really.
Let's talk about Scarlett Moffat then. Scarlett shot to fame on Gogglebox, where we fell in love with her. She did I'm a Celebrity, and of course Capital FM. She was on The Breakfast Show across the Northeast. So of course this is a brilliant booking in terms of PR for them, and Anton Deck have really taken her under a wing. Can she do it, I suppose, is the most important question.
An amazing talent, she really is. She's got a fantastic singing voice.
You see, we didn't know that, did we, before this? Do we know that she can sing? I've never heard that before.
No, I was absolutely surprised. I thought, is she miming? And she was not at all. She was just absolutely a powerhouse little voice on her. And she comes across as such a lovely, nice person. And you actually want to see more. She's the fairy godmother. And I want to see her in everything. That's how much of an impact she made. And the audience's reaction at the end were of absolute applause. People were loving it. UK Productions, Martin Dodd, and he has got the casting in this production absolutely spot on.
Let's do a few nods in a moment. Let's just talk about scenery, set and music and lighting. How was that?
You're talking a 2,000-seater theatre, possibly, I think it is the biggest one in the northeast of England, the Sunderland Empire. Very famous theatre. The sound, incredible, four-piece band again, great music. There's even a special montage of songs contained within Don't Stop Believing by Journey, which I'm not going to spoil for people, but every actor on that stage sings a line of a different song during that song. It's a very complex song. The lighting is extremely good, how they do it as well. And the other thing as well is the sets are very old school, very traditional looking sets. The transformation scene for Cinderella, outstanding. No bells and whistles. It is pretty much people turning around the flats. But it works.
Talk to me about the other people in the cast of Cinderella at the Sunderland Empire.
Well, one of the absolute standout people is actually a bit of a pantomime virgin, who is Miss Rory, or as he'd given him his real name, Dan Cunningham, who is big on the drag scene in the northeast, and it is his first time in pantomime, a proper pro pantomime, and him and Scarlett steal the show. They really do.
Wow, I mean, this is really high praise. I mean, you're constantly schlepping around theatres like I am seeing this. And again, it's just natural chemistry and genuine enthusiasm to do it. They look like they wanted to be there.
Oh, my goodness. Well, Miss Rory, he does an adult show, or he does an adult show. And at a place called Boulevards in Newcastle, which, if you ever get a chance, I'm taking you there. You'll love it. He can deal with any situation whatsoever. And he is just perfect for pantomime. And I do feel the drag scene, some people might not get it, but with Miss Rory, he plays it with such a camp and mischievous way, and also is a very good baddie as well, very good ugly.
Yeah, I felt the same about Myra Dubois in Leeds this year, that when they get it right with that sort of acid tongue of Dame Edna matched with the enthusiasm of Panto, it's a magical combination, isn't it?
And it's, I think, the next generation of Dame.
Let's give a little kudos, if you pardon the pun, to Cinderella. Who have we got in principal cast?
Well, we've got a lady by the name of Gemma Naylor, who, again, amazing voice, outstanding voice. She's toured all over the place. She was part of the Dirty Dancing UK tour, and she's also on Nick Jr. as well, alongside another really, really super talented fellow called John Moses, who plays a very cheesy and very tall, good-looking Prince Charming, which I had complete jealousy of, shall I say, when he comes out.
I don't like these people. They make me feel inadequate.
Well, if you're talking about inadequate, the Buttons, he's a young lad called Tom Wally who plays this absolute, how can I put this, a kind of childlike Buttons who the kids absolutely get on board with straight away. And it's hard not to love him. I don't think I heard anybody not cheering and whooping when he came on.
Danny Adams did a very classless move last week, and he's not my favourite person at the moment. He can kiss my ass, but should he be nervous? I mean, is this pantomime? There's only so many people going to go to pantomime. Is this going to possibly wreck the success of Newcastle and the length of the show? Because there's only so many tickets, and 2,000 going twice a day, 4,000 times 4 weeks is an awful lot of tickets, isn't it?
Well, we are talking about the Newcastle-Sunderland divide. So we are not going to get Geordies going to Sunderland, and you will not get the die-hard Sunderland people, or the Mackhams as they're called, going over to Newcastle.
Is that a real thing? That amazes me.
It's sort of 15 mile away from each other, and people will never set foot in each city.
Wow.
It's shocking. So I don't think it's to worry about. I think that Sunderland's future is looking extremely bright, and at the moment, I'm not going to lie, they had a TV advert for Cinderella, and it wasn't my favourite advert I've ever seen in the world. It just didn't work for me, but when you watch the show, I think those bums on seats are because of word of mouth and nothing else.
I think there's nothing more exciting than seeing two new talents pull it off, and I think producers need to be more clever with the people they hire. I think they need to set the bar higher, and that's clearly what Martin's done, hasn't he? He's found two stars who can do it, who he's put in capable hands, and it's sort of infectious, isn't it? There's an energy about that you don't get with someone you've seen before, so it's inspired in a way.
The audience want to will them on. And after Sunderland audiences can be a bit tricky, not going to lie to you. I hear that a lot on my podcast as well, when people say some of the worst audiences were in Sunderland that they've played to. And they've had this real will for these people to do well. And it was a great thing to be behind.
Well, that's lovely. Fantastic. Thank you for going for us. Hayden Parker, you can find him at the Panto podcast and hear all the wonderful interviews there with big star names of Panto. And you can see Cinderella at the Sunderland Empire through until the 5th of January. It's a corker, 5-star Panto starring Scarlett Moffat and Miss Rory. And it's playing until the 5th of January. Hayden, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Alex.